Here we are at the finish line at Belmont Park. The Belmont Stakes begins here and ends here. We have a mile and a half of racetrack laid out that are a few key points we need to talk about that'll make the difference between winning and losing. First, post positions aren't as important in the Belmont as maybe at a mile racetrack. We have 300 yards, over 300 yards to the first turn, where horses will be able to get their position and be comfortable going into the turn. You've negotiated through the first turn. You're a half mile into the race. There's still a mile to go. The problem is at Belmont, where the mile pole is where the 6 furlong pole is at most tracks. Now it's time to test your patience. You've gotten around the first turn, you've negotiated the long Belmont backstretch, and you've gotten to the 5/8 pole. The 5/8 pole at Belmont is where the 3.5 furlong pole is at most other tracks. This is where riders that aren't that familiar with Belmont can get in trouble. If you start marching on here, you still have a long way to go. Key example of that was Real Quiet. In his Belmont, he committed to go to the lead here and started his move, and he was run down late by Victory Gallop. It was a very premature move. At that stage of the race, you want to still be saving something. Conversely, Summing in 1981, there was 4 horses across the track, and George Martens said, I'm going now, I'm getting my inside position, and it worked out for him. In my experience, this is way too early to start your move in the Belmont Stakes. We've gotten into the second turn. We're at the half mile pole. This is where the race really starts to heat up, and decisions have to be made. If the pace has been fast, you want to sit a little longer. If the pace is a little slow and you've got horse, it's time to start thinking about marching on and ripping this race open a little bit. Bet Twice did it with a lot of success when he beat Ali Sheba here in the Belmont. Sometimes, here's the place to make the winning move. We're at the 3/8 pole. We've traveled 1.1 miles, and here's where we separate the men from the boys, or the ladies from the girls, as this is where Rags to Riches started her winning move in the Belmont Stakes.
Turn, 5 of them within 4.5 lengths of each other, and the leader is C.P. West. Nothing left for Slow's Tizzy. Here comes Heartspun, and Curlin is coming on through in between horses, and Rags to Riches is coming with a 4-wide sweep, and Tiago is in behind them, and at the top of the stretch, a filly is in front of the Belmont, but Curlin is right there with her. These two in a battle of the sexes in the Belmont Stakes. It is Curlin on the inside, Rags to Riches on the outside. A desperate finish. Rags to Riches and Curlin. They're coming down to the wire. It's going to be very close, and it's going to be a filly in the Belmont.
You're looking at the 3/16 pole. We're 330 yards from the finish of the Belmont Stakes, and the majority of Belmonts have been won or lost by now. Here we are, back where we started, at the finish line at Belmont Park. We've traveled 1.5 miles, and we've given you some key points to look at for this Belmont Stakes. Now it's up to you to figure out who finishes first.